When it comes to moving, what do you think of? Boxes, perhaps? Lots of them? Figuring out how to pack stuff? Or maybe moving vehicles like U-Haul provides? Well, that's just one of the things that's along the way for getting the movement. Oh yeah, and by the way, the apartment has been approved! Yeehaw! But we're having a hard time finding any fast internet upload. Caps at 1.5 megabits per second. Pathetic. Here's the initial trailer hookup. With the acquisition of the trailer good to go, when it's a very slight minor hiccup, which is no big deal, it's now time for a lot of packing. As you can tell, I got a lot of boxes and stuff all over the place. Scale at a screwball angle. You might be wondering what this TV-like thing here is. Well, that's actually a monitor, my previous one to my current one. It only supports 1600 by 1200 resolution, however. I just have it as an emergency backup if all else. More boxes, not to mention a big fat dictionary. I used to love those 3,000 page dictionaries. Of course that one ain't 3,000, but it gives you the idea. And yep, when it comes to packing, you're going to be dealing with a lot of these. Note that it says Walmart on them. That's actually because of one thing. We just picked them up from Walmart, which normally recycles them, except instead of them getting recycled, they're getting used again. Well, kind of makes sense in a way. And they're being used for packing, and a lot of it. Yeah, it's tape here. It's something you probably would expect to see with packing, not to mention other things going on here. You might be wondering what this bag is all about. Well, this is not trash like this. This is actually clothes. There's a little sticker on here that shows it. And of course I got my cans in there and other items scattered all over the place. And that's my heater there that I use whenever my room temp is really low. That's 75 at the moment. It's a little on the chilly side, but it's okay. Lots and lots of stuff here. You might be wondering what this weird thing here is. Well, this is actually intended to be my computer desk. Yes, it's incomplete. And ooh boy, unpainted boards. What's that all about? That's actually because it's been delayed so long, I don't remember what some of these things are. Yeah, it's been going for 18 months now, if not longer. Yeah, those are fireworks punks with a launch tube there that's got nothing in it. It's never been used, so it's an emergency spare if all else fails. Got a clock over here, got my dresser that's used for storage. Not clothes, storage. Normally my clothes are over here, but I'll get at that a little later. There's my TV, DVD player, and of course there's my game systems down here, but I'm working on packing those at the moment. And I got various other things going on here too. It's kind of a mess, don't you think? That's typical of packing. And then what's with all these cans here? Well, when you go through 7 a day and focus on platform masters rather than packing, kinda really piles up a lot. My computer's going on over here. I just got done running backups and stuff like that, so I'm about to need to deal with that later. Yeah, phone book that's now quite a bit out of date. Notice that 2008 there. Yeah, that's kind of out of date. Got some boxes for shipping stuff for my what is it? Items that I sell on eBay. You have spare clothes in the background there just in case. And the assortment of various other items. I have this massive overstock on these and then some. I have so many of them it's ridiculous. And over here is my closet, and some of this, quite a bit of this stuff ain't even mine. It's been in there for 15 years, 20 years, so long it's ridiculous. And a lot of it's not even mine. This, of course, is mine. Well, the computer repair related stuff, or when I add in a new hard drive to my computer, for example, or swap out the motherboard for a new processor. Kind of get that idea. Circuit breaker, obviously that's going to be related to the house. There's the cover for it. Because we've been having some issues on occasion with it. Nothing really major, but at the moment it's been acting kind of weird, which is nothing really special at this particular moment because it's not severe or any, it's just very minor. And of course, and mixed in with all this, I got my 25,000 pennies. And now just imagine this. How much do you weigh? 70 kilograms maybe? Well, all those pennies I got weigh about that much. Yeah, okay, so I probably have more pennies than you weigh. This really says something, don't it? And that otherwise concludes the walkthrough / tour of my room as I have it at this moment. So, I'm continuing packing, and that's some trash over there and bags that are getting reused for various other things. Not to mention some manuals that I can just put in my paper recycle. Paper recycle goes there. This is cans recycle. So that concludes this part of the video anyway. So far I'm not really finding anything faster for internet. I'm only getting 2 megs upload for the fastest I'm seeing. But we'll probably have to go there and ask around if all else. Which may mean I'm going to be without internet for some time. 2 full vehicles worth of stuff and boxes. And a whole trailer now full along to go with it. If you can make out what's in there. Yep. It's all that packing. There's still a lot more yet to come. We're going to be spending the first night overnight on the December the 1st. This, by the way, is the second vehicle that's getting in. This is the first disaster that we came across. We're just barely along the highway. 1 mile visibility, as you could probably tell. That's all there is. So here, as you can tell, it looks okay at first, but this is what the problem is. Yeah, that tarp just ripped. So sister had to go back and get something to otherwise attempt to fix that. This is going to cost a lot of time. Thanks to sister having some emergency rope, gotta love that preparation, you know, because you never know what'll happen. We finally have a way to possibly limp along, at least for now, until we get to our destination. At least Bismarck, anyway. Upon reaching Max, we got some duct tape, and a lot of it. Yeah, quack tape, as I often like calling it. That's so we could tape up all this over here and make sure this is really secure. You never know what might happen, you know. Now this is duct tape mania, and then some. Ropes of duct tape, normal duct tape here and there. It's just duct taped all like crazy. This was one idea we came up with to work around this problem here. With the duct tape approach not working, as you can probably tell, this is quite a mess already. We got rope, and even this does not seem to be working too well. Yeah, we're pulled over on the freeway, got the hazards flashing away. So, this is really getting to be a real pain, I'll tell you. I guess next time we should definitely get those closed containers, even though it may not mean we'll be able to do it. Yeah, we're just on I-94 right now, and a little bit into it. Guess what? Nothing. Hopefully this can get solved very soon. This is getting ridiculous.
Just follow us for like 2 miles and then...
After that long drive and barely making it, well, this is how this all turned out to be. It's quite a jumble and stuff. Tape front flying all over the place, flapping like crazy. This part seemed to hold quite well. That's nice. This over here is a little different. The rope that was over here broke. This over here was flapping around a lot, especially that upper area up there. So that's the end results of all this anyway. This part here held quite well. Now we got a lot of unpacking. On the way back to Minot for continuing packing, along the way we encounter some really bad fog with 200-foot visibility, and even less. You can probably tell by this what you're seeing here. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see that. You don't start seeing cars until they're almost 600 feet away, and that's with the big heavy lights they get. So basically you really can't see far, but that's what we ended up running across. A lot of unloading was done, and now I just basically gotta finish packing and do all that kind of stuff. There's Bismarck. Ain't that pretty? Hey, no fog, what do you know? That helps a lot.
That's bad.
This is perhaps the messiest my room has ever been. Yeah, I know, man. You might be thinking, okay, it hasn't been cleaned in like 5 years and stuff like that. But, from the move, guess what? This is even more extreme than ever before. And I mean more extreme than ever before. I just got done clearing out that closet. I found a lot of other papers lying around and stuff like that. Not to mention so many pennies that it's ridiculous. Yes, that's an old Walmart bag. There's just so much stuff that I got. I've been looking for these for quite some time. What are they? Well, these are actually lights for the Light Bright device. Kind of an electronic toy for kids, except I have a marble game that I've been wanting to make a video of for quite some time. Marbles Lights Out. You might recall it from my website. However, among some of the other things I found are some old copies of my stories that will never be published, such as this table of contents here. You might notice that it's stapled. However, some things that are really stand out are these. What are these? This kind of looks weird. What's with all these numbers and stuff? Well, these are actually based on from when I was in like 8th grade, I think this was, or that kind of area. Well, these are my behavior score charts and the like. Kind of strange in a way when you think about it, but you get the general idea. That started in like 3rd grade. Here's another example of one of these, except a full one. Yep, 0 points if I did really, really bad. You might be wondering what all these zeros here are all about. Usually that's the case of going time out and really bad behavior. 2 is the best, such as this case right here. The times and stuff like that. This is really, doing this move has really brought out a lot of stuff, I'll tell you. You might be noticing slow start. When you get 4 hours of sleep on a regular basis, that kind of happens a lot. It's a very regular basis. And when I got to 9th grade, this is what I had, in case you're wondering on that. Of course, it's not really filled out, and I don't seem to have any traces of any others that I have. And, of course, I've got various other photos of myself finding albums back in the days when digital cameras are like $400 and less than 1 megapixel, let alone this camcorder that's recording HD in real time right now, 1920 by 1080. Yep, you'll find all kinds of stuff, and hey, what do you know, I actually have a compass and I didn't even know it. Yep, I got a lot of packing left to do, as you can probably tell. There's actually some contents in this box over here. That's my power supply that I currently have, except it's not being used to store a power supply. It's being used for other things. And way over here I have 200 magazines, give or take. Yeah, magazines dating way back to 2006 with Scientific American. That's really something, wouldn't you think? Yep, but all of December 2 has been a day for nothing but packing. And I mean packing. A lot of packing. What is the most of a single coin type you have ever seen? Well, if this is any indication, it might set your record, and then some. What is it? It's probably about 20,000 pennies, if not more. And, well, it's just a huge number. Just to give you an idea, this one box here alone contains 2,500 pennies, all nicely rolled up and stuff like that. The same goes with this one, another 2,500 pennies. This alone is just 5,000 pennies. Now, this box, however, has considerably more than that. How many more? I actually have no idea, because they've all been set up, and even then, I still have this bag here. And they go up to about this high. How high is that? Well, if this is another hint on perspective, yep, there's probably about half of one of these boxes worth in there. Still another 1,000 left in that bag, but I couldn't fit them all in this box because, well, I ran out of space. So, just to give you another idea on the sense of scale and stuff like that, I'm going to take one of these out. See how it says 50 cents, pennies. Okay, that's just 50. Just 50 in that roll. And then you got this huge box right here that contains so many. That really says a lot, don't it? Don't believe that this is all pennies? I'll show you. First, remove that. Random shuffling around. All pennies. It's so heavy that I have no way of lifting all this. I have to distribute it among, well, I put them in bags like those bank bags I just showed you. Yeah, I literally got a bank bag because I had so many. But yeah, this really says a lot. And just look how deep this goes down. Now, it's not just all on the surface that I got them. Oh no, they go down, way down, and right there is the very bottom. To give you a sense on that scale, remember this thing, right? Move this out of the way. Here's the side view. It really says a lot of just how many there are. Just that one. Scale it up to this entire box, and you really have something. Oops, wrong way in the focus. So, you think this is rather nuts? I have so many pennies, in fact, that it probably weighs more than I do. I'm 140 pounds, and with probably 25,000 total pennies, I don't actually know the actual quantity, but I know it's tens of thousands, as in like 20,000. It's plural. This really says a huge amount on how extreme I've taken things. After a half a day's worth of packing today and a whole day's worth of packing yesterday, we are now pretty much on the final trip to Fargo, barring any other major mistakes. But this time, well, the trailer was doing actually really good until something came up, and as you can tell, the hazards are on. Yeah, that tarp sure is causing a lot of trouble, ain't it? It's a common occurrence I encountered during this entire trip.